we brought everyone back to. Discuss things? I have no idea.
Franklin Clark always seems at ease, regardless of what he is.
Banana!
Something that's unique to people who travel.
Bongo Daga. Bongos, bongos. Should play some Donkey Congo Bongo.
Franklin Clark.
One of two. What else am I looking for here? Okay, we'll have to come back to that. I don't know what's...
The song says, sometimes I love a blonde who comes from Eden by way of Sweden. But I am not sure that this blonde is an angel. Sometimes I love a brunette, sometimes I love a blonde. That's what the song says.
Sure, dude. I don't know what song you're talking about. I feel like you're making up songs.
Donald is always on head.
This is the trunk, right?
Donald Fraser is very nervous at the moment, even if he's trying hard to control himself. She appears to have taken more care with her appearance than the last time.
She's wearing blush, no earring.
She's looking at Mr. Fraser out of the corner of her eye.
Out of the corner, she's staring right at him. You are the worst detective ever. What is the other?
I hope to concentrate on my guest. I wish to thank you all for coming. I wanted to bring everyone close to the victim's ear in order to unmask the murderer.
Get to the point, Mr. Poirot. What do you want from us?
Megan, dear girl, please be patient.
Mr. Poirot, how dare you address me by my first name?
Please excuse me, mademoiselle. What I ask is that you search your memories. The murderer must have left some trace.
Yes, he must have prepared his crimes very carefully.
Tout à fait. He did not get to Bexhill at midnight in order to strangle a young girl whose name by chance starts with P.
Must we go into that?
No, of course. Not if it makes you uncomfortable.
Come on, Mr. Poirot. I imagine we all feel terribly uncomfortable about these murders.
That's not what I thought your response would
We've
be.
to catch the killer, not be spared the gory details.
Mr. Fraser, please get a grip on yourself.
Well, I want to help you, but I don't remember anything else. Nothing I haven't already said.
And you, Mademoiselle Barnard, did your sister say if she was seeing another man?
She never would have told me.
Allons, surely sisters have no secrets.
She never spoke about any of that to me. Do you believe me or do I have to repeat myself? Betty knew I didn't approve of her behaviour. Her flirting was spoiling any chance she might have had.
Tell me, mademoiselle, what did you talk about with your sister?
Silly things. Her new dress. She wanted a pair of black stockings to go with it. Mother bought her a brand new pair. The day it happened, she was crying. And to think that Betty never even wore them. Poor Mummy.
Your sister used to sing, I believe. Did she ever perform in public?
She dreamt about it, but she had a very bad cough. It troubled her greatly. She had to cancel auditions and miss lots of opportunities. A pity.
Yes, she sang well, but that doesn't tell us much about the murderer.
Qui sait? In any case, we now have enough information to draw up a relatively precise psychological profile. Let us now try and get our...
Is the killer clever? Is the killer sure of himself? No. See, I would think it would be the books he left. Especially the letters. Seducer. Yeah. Does the killer like trains? Does he? I don't. This doesn't say he likes trains. Maybe. No, he's not impulsive. Generous. I don't know why you would say that was generous.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we can now surmise without too much risk of error that our adversary is calculative, sure of himself, a seducer, of outstanding intelligence, that he has plenty of self-control, and that he likes railways. It's a good start. Other meetings may be necessary. I hope that you will be able to come back again.
Well, it's just that...
Is something bothering you, Mary?
Well, Mr. Poirot, you see, I don't know if I can come to London just like that.
It's normal that people helping with this inquiry should be reimbursed. Starting with you, Miss Drower. Please allow me to pay for your train tickets.
Oh, sir, I cannot accept.
But you must. Mademoiselle, I may not be rich, but my brother left a fortune which will be mine.
Mr. Clark, that's very generous of you.
Well, someone has to foot the bill. Mr. Poirot, would it be possible for you to come back to Devon? Lady Clark has expressed a wish to see you. We'll adjust her medicine so she'll not be too drowsy.
But of course, I shall come the day after tomorrow if it is convenient. Thank you all for coming. We will meet again soon. The meeting was most fruitful.
Really?
Oops. I didn't mean to skip that one, but whatever.
Let's now try and get our brain cells to work.
The cough stuff.
The first two victims suffered from bad throat, and that was precisely the specialty of the third victim, Dr. Clark.
We have a lead.
It would pay to take a closer look at the medical records of Dr. Clark's patients.
We'll do so during our next visit to Churston.
I will do it myself, mon ami. You must remain in London just in case ABC sends us another letter.
Very well, as you wish. Thank you for coming, Mr. Poirot. Lady Clark is waiting for you in her bedroom on the first floor. Please excuse me, I cannot stay for the interview. I've to take Miss Gray to the station to see our lawyer in Torquay.
Ask her if she's leaving her job.
Are you leaving Churston for good?
Miss Gray very kindly stayed with me to settle my brother's affairs, but naturally she prefers to find a position in London.
Ah, très bien.
I'll be absent all morning, Mr. Poirot, but the nurse is coming soon. She's to ensure that the dose of medicine doesn't make our patient drowsy.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. Have a nice trip, mademoiselle. It is now the right time. It would be rude to make...
Okay, that's good. See, Lady Clark. Realize my collar's popped. Oh, she looks fantastic.
This poor woman is very ill.
It's animation. She's like, kill me. Where's this medicine?
This woman is suffering. She is in no state to have a conversation.
Mr. Poirot?
My respects, madame.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. Have you seen the nurse? She should have been here by now. Oh, I'm sorry.
This is hilarious. This is like
The telephone in the hall is ringing.
so weird.
The Clark residence. Detective Hercule Poirot speaking.
How do you do, Mr. Poirot? I'm Lady Clark's nurse. I wanted to let you know that I won't be able to come for her injection today. Might Miss Gray be able to do it?
She has just left, but I will take care of it.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. You'll find the skeleton key to open the medicine cabinet hidden in the lion trophy.
You can count on me. Au revoir, mademoiselle.
Oh, thank you kindly. Goodbye, Mr. Poirot.
Just gonna let this detective shoot up your patient. It was a little strange.
Here is the skeleton key.
The other. Another point in here.
April 1925, Aceh province, Sumatra. Lady Clark is in pain.
Maybe
It is now the...
get some morphine for ourselves, maybe?
Lady Clark is in pain.
Help us with the detective work, you know.
Lady Clark is in pain. It's closed.
Ah, Mr. Poirot. Oh, I feel better now.
Not an injection minigame.
Thank you for your help.
You asked for me, chère madame.
Yes. Yes, of course, I wish to speak with you. But what was it about?
No doubt. You wish to talk to me about what happened to your husband?
Ah, yes. Oh, poor Carmichael. Has the madman who killed him been caught?
Not yet, chère madame. There was a great many people in Cheston on the day of the murder.
Indeed. People go straight to the beach. They don't come near Coomside.
So, there were no
Coomside.
strangers around the house that day?
Who said that?
The people who live here. Your brother-in-law, Miss Grey.
Miss Grey? Oh, I don't like her. Franklin wanted her to stay, but I insisted she should go immediately.
You are entitled to do so, naturally.
I'm pleased that you approve. The others have been taken in by her. But at least you can see through that self-pity act. See what she's up to. Oh.
She's sleeping. I must find a way to wake her up gently. This subject would probably be useful to...
Silver comb. It's a music box.
The mechanism appears to be broken. The mechanism appears to be... This is where the combs go.
Two.
The mechanism appears to be broken. This spring appears to be broken. I have to put a new spring here.
Well, I don't have a new spring, so sure how I'm supposed to do that.
This subject would... This subject would probably be useful to me.
Alright, so still need a new spring.
She's asleep. I must...
She's sleeping. Okay. Downstairs we go.
I am not going... I must find a way... I must find a way... I do not need... It is not the right... I must...
I mean, if the spring's broken, I need something to fix it, but I don't think I have anything in my inventory. I have the combs. We have a pen. Ah, spring. That's right. And spring seeds probably were hard to make before, right?
I hope that Hastings will not be cross with me. The bronze comb is preventing me from positioning this one.
The opposite way.
The other combs are preventing.
Oh, what are we talking about? Ah, yes, Thora Grey. Oh, Carmichael had great esteem for her, but for me she was nothing but a hypocrite.
Let's do proof.
You're probably right, madame.
You have seen through her. I'm so pleased that I've convinced you.
Let's remind that Thora is an orphan.
You are very harsh. Do not forget that the girl is an orphan.
Yes, and she used the fact to get around men. Take Franklin. He's fallen for her sweet talking charms. Oh, he's a lovely boy, very plucky and sure of himself. But so naive. Oh, when it comes to women.
Miss Grey did look after you very well.
Outwardly. But she's hiding something. I think she tried to poison me.
Miss Grey? A poisoner? But everybody appears to like her.
It proves she knows what she's doing. She's manipulative and she's a liar.
A liar?
Let's see, didn't she say that on the day of the crime nobody was around Coomside?
That is correct.
Well, at 11 o'clock I saw her talking to someone.
Really? And what was this man like?
An ordinary sort of man with a very plain face. Oh, I don't remember well.
Was he a gentleman?
No, he was not a gentleman.
It would be best to leave her to sleep now. The telephone in the hall is ringing.
A lot of phone calls for a half-dead woman.
Hello?
Poirot, is that you? Hastings here.
Thank you for calling. Have you received a new letter from the murderer?
No, thank goodness. How are things in Churston?
I questioned Lady Clark. but I will not leave until I have examined everything of interest to me here. Fortunately, Franklin is absent, and I have a skeleton key.
Have you seen Thora Grey again?
Briefly. But rest assured, I intend to summon her to London soon.
She's a fascinating girl.
But secretive. I would like to ask her a few questions.
Poirot, she wouldn't hurt a fly.
Each to his own, my friend. Yours are pretty orphans, mine old ladies that have the maladies.
Poirot, are you mocking me?
No ill intended, rest assured. À bientôt, mon ami.
Okay, finally investigate things.
This plate appears to be able to move. This plate appears to be able to... I must need something to continue.
It's very weird the puzzles reset, even though you need an object to finish them.
Franklin appears to be very active. Franklin Clark appears to be a typical British gentleman. A good sportsman, a hunter, a traveler.
I'm going to inspect the desk, huh? It's a little strange. Lots of puzzles.
4 Chinese symbols are engraved on this padlock.
Oh. Doubt we have the info we need. Yeah, we'll have to come back to this one too.
How am I going to open this trunk? Let us examine it.
Lots of things open, lots of puzzles. Okay, this is combination safe. Let me do that. We should look at the other handle.
That does not appear to be very useful. That does not appear to be very...
Interesting. Why does it let me do this one on the side then? Oh, maybe it's C 1927. Would someone be that dumb to put the combination on the item? Yep.
Leaving the code on the trunk. What a strange character Franklin is.
Ah, see? Yeah, I agree. We agree for once. Interesting. But I don't think we have the info we need to do the rest. That unfortunately means we have the entire things will get reset. Kind of dumb. Actually, pretty terrible. I would say an awful, awful design.
Sir Carmichael's the door. This unit contains the medical records for Sir Carmichael Clark's patients. Let us study them closely and see if there are any familiar names.
Pretty sure this is illegal, Mr. Pro.
Lots of dust. The records from E to Z have not been touched for years. No names. Disappointing.
But ABC.
No dust on the records from A to D. They've been handled recently. No names. I see some papers that were not there the first time I visited. Valuers report property. Building land located in Comside, Churston client, Sir Carmichael Clark, April 15, 1935, Court and Brunskill office. Court and Brunskill. The name is familiar. Is that not the name of the firm Donald Fraser works for? These daggers are only ceremonial weapons. Valuers report property. Ernest Logan, MD, Brighton Cancer Institute, 201 Dusk Road, Brighton, Sussex. To Sir Carmichael Clark, MD, Comside, Churston.
Oh, we've already read this.
Lady Clark, your wife is suffering. I estimate that Lady Clark's life expectancy. Comside's private collection, purchases since 1920. The catalogue for Sir Carmichael. There are some. Traditional Chinese map. Facsimile. South is on the top of the map.
Is that blood?
I've already seen similar daggers. A dark dragon for a bright-haired maid. Attention, Franklin. Task list. A. Ordering Lady Clark remedies. Done. B. Tidying up real estate property files. Done. C. Calling the lawyer about inventory. Done. E. Update.
guess we check outside.
Order and method above all. Let us finish.
Oh. Let us invade their privacy. Okay, so we have the Chinese symbols. That was for something upstairs.
Best to leave her to sleep now.
Oh no, it was back here. It's like, can't go back there? To the map? Where's the map?
This plate appears to be able to move, but this plate appears to be able to. Alaska.
Wait, are we able? I don't understand.
I must need something to continue.
Explanation. Okay, apparently we can't look at that. World.
Brazil. Brazil. Alaska. Libya. This plate appears to be. This plate appears.
I feel like we're still missing something we can
Sumatra.
interact with. All we have is a key. Yeah, we're definitely missing something there. Ah, here's the one that had the symbols, I believe.
4 Chinese symbols are engraved on this padlock. Well, well. The characters engraved on this disc resemble those engraved on the padlock. That's it. This character appears to be the right way around.
So that would be... That's east. It doesn't tell us what order this stuff's supposed to be in.
No, it's not the right code.
Ah, it's more.
That's it. This character appears. Like this. That's it. This character appears to be the right way round.
How does that help us? North, south, east, west. Still don't understand that helps us. Oh, I see. This is the first symbol. I got the puzzle. All right. So that's 1, 2. I believe it is this. Got it. Puzzle.
At last, the cupboard is open.
Looks like your emote's been on. To use. So very adorable.
Helmet, flask, and rifles. Franklin is very well equipped. The Railway Children, E. Nesbit.
The Railway Children.
For Franklin, und Effie's Christmas, 1910. Genteel and wild, English countryside revisited. Traveling in China, a practical guide for English travelers.
Okay, that seemed kind of a waste. We got nothing from that. So that book. I don't think it gave us any way of solving this puzzle. Let's try this one. Do we? Yeah, we already got that.
How am I going to open?
All right, what was the code again? 1927.
Leaving the code on the trunk.
Is that a hint that the other code's on the trunk? Okay, there's a clock. Doesn't really help us with anything. Oh, it's probably just gonna fit the ones with numbers. $31, 28, 5. Is it that simple? This has got a number on it too. Maybe there's same image. Ah, yeah. $7.20.
So, what is this sound? I should be able to open the trunk. There we are.
Oh, yeah. Daddy like.
Whiskey and other good quality drinks. Mr. Clark really has refined tastes. Whiskey and other good quality drinks. Why has Franklin put an Allen key inside his trunk? I'll borrow it for a minute.
You mean steal it? Is it truly empty? Like a weird slit in it, but I think that's just... weird design. Definitely the art style they used kind of detracts
Whiskey and other good quality drinks.
the puzzles a little bit because lines aren't as clean as they should be.
A pile of books, including one about dragons. Nothing interesting.
Dragons are awesome.
A pile of books, including...
Did that not work?
This drawer has nothing more. This drawer has nothing more to offer me.
Something else about this door? Why you let me open this one? It's just a little bugged the way it works. This interaction is not working. Oh, maybe I have to find the right. Okay, that's kind of dumb. It didn't even, like, tell me that it was... not working.
An Allen key.
It's taking part
Another
all your stuff. That's why you don't leave detectives alone in your house. They're basically thieves. True facts.
This engraving is not very easy to understand.
Yeah.
It is blocked.
Okay, so that disc does not move.
Franklin must really love his country to have an engraving in his trunk. I think I heard the panel above really. A signet ring? A signet ring with a code written on it. 1587. It may be useful to me.
All right, looting complete.
The plates around the picture appear to have unlocked. I think I've already seen these symbols on Franklin's trophies.
I have. I guess I gotta find where things are and. Yeah, not. The one I did. Okay.
February 1922, South Africa.
All right, so South Africa. God damn it. Does it keep it in a book for me? No, your notebook is terrible. Do not keep good notes. So South Africa, dear print.
February 1922, South Africa.
Okay. Keep some notes here.
July 1920, Alaska Peninsula.
Was there some in the other room? No, there's one right here.
April 1925, Aceh Province, Sumatra.
Sumatra. Was there any animals in here? Maybe not. Maybe we only need 3 to solve it. Now we can just guess what the 4th one was, but let's check here real quick. No. So I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there should be 4 of them. I mean, we can do it with 3, but I kind of wish I knew where the 4th one was. So Alaska will be top left there.
The plates around the picture appear to have unlocked. I think I've already seen these symbols on Franklin's trophies.
Alaska was the bear. That. These don't make sense.
Alaska.
So if that's Alaska. Is it flipped? Yeah, it must be flipped. Okay. No. This doesn't make any sense.
Sumatra.
Sumatra would have been a leopard. Okay. That one does make sense, I guess. South Africa. Could have been a hoof print.
The African could.
Okay, so we got one of them right.
Sumatra. The Lion of Sumatra.
Okay, I guess we need 3 to pinpoint it. Just better than this one. Okay. I get it now.
The Alaskan Kodiak bear. I heard the sound of a mechanism. Strange way of protecting one's safe. Triangulating one's hunting sites on a map.
Crap. What was the year on that signet ring? 1927? 28? 29? Oh, I still have the ring. Oh, wait. Was there no date? I swear I had a date on it. Huh. I not sure.
A signet ring bearing the cloud.
Oh, what's the number? I cannot see the number. Oh, 1587. It's like, it's close.
These documents are very likely going to help me for the rest of the inquiry. A dozen gold sovereigns. Some shares for the Southern Railway and some treasury bills. This is not worth much, hardly enough to justify your robbery. A dozen gold... Charlotte Clark Comside Churchton, Devon. To Mr. Franklin Clark, Peninsula Hotel, Salisbury Road, Chim Sha Tsui, Kowloon, Hong Kong, Comside, 1935, January 1st. I wish you with all my heart a happy year 1935. Writing my greeting cards, I have affectionate thoughts for you. Always smiling as a child, sailing to distant countries and bringing back to us trunks full of wonder. At home, everything annoys me, starting with this young Thora Sir Carmichael is so fond of. I have nobody to share my feelings with, so I write to you. How can I tell you what happens to me? The simplest way the better. I am doomed. I still have 1 year to live, no more. How do I know? I opened the secret drawer of Carmichael and read a letter not addressed to me. In this letter, Dr. Logan tells my husband in the most direct way the truth he conceals from. Sir,
Why does the audio
I
cut
know,
out?
but
Or
my
shitty?
husband doesn't know I know. Please don't tell him. And if he shares the truth with you, act as you were surprised. Carl will probably speak in his usual convoluted way, but I wanted to be the first to announce it to you. It does matter to me that you are aware of what happens in Compside. Warm regards, Charlotte. Sir Carmichael Clark, Compside Churchton, Devon. Dear Franklin, first, I wish you a good start to a successful new year. I have received your letter dated December 10th. Thanks for defending my interest against Wang, this robber. Things could have got pretty bad if you weren't a real cold-blooded guy. I envy you for that. Things go on here much as usual. Charlotte is moderately free from pain. I wish one could say more. You may remember Thora Gray. She is a dear girl and a greater comfort to me that I can tell you. I should not have known what to do through this bad time but for. She has an exquisite taste and shares my passion for Chinese art. No daughter could be a closer or more sympathetic companion. Life has been difficult, but I am glad to feel that here she has a home and true affection. You wrote me you want to stay in China for 1 more year or even longer. I don't object. The longer you stay, the more opportunities you will have to increase our collection. Nonetheless, you should know that we miss you here, and that Charlotte will be gone by the time you come back. I am, dear Franklin, your truly affectionate brother. Eton College School Year 1912. School report for Franklin Clark. According to his teachers, Franklin was a good student, but lacked discipline.
That was it. Was any of that useful? No.
Franklin Clark appears to be a typical British gentleman, a good sportsman, a hunter, a traveler.
I feel like you've done all the looting, right? Just double checking here again.
Best to leave. I am not going to leave.
What the hell left do we have left to do? At the mansion. Maybe we go outside now. Oh, we can finally look at this end table.
The Black Dragon's Curse. To Franklin, who will never grow up. January 25, 1928. Car Charlotte. Miss Thoragray, Compside, Churchton, Devon. Arsenic trioxide thallium. I am not going.
I guess we can go outside now. We got the telescope.
Where is the horrible smell of carrion coming from? Something makes me feel uncomfortable. Brown pellets. Revolting.
Or maybe she was poisoned.
Tut, tut. The gardener does not follow the alignment.
Old lady.
There, that's better. It is symmetrical.
Cesium 133 crystal. What is this? Okay. Sounds like he's got a problem.
There, that's better. Brown pellets. Revolting. I would like to congratulate Clark's gardener. What symmetry! This wisteria is in full bloom. This fountain makes a very relaxing sound.
I'm just going to Gardener's house first.
Clark's greenhouse. It must hold some rare plants.
Why would you say that? She didn't seem like a gardener. Was this here before?
May you have peace, Carmichael. Charlotte.
Isn't Charlotte, like, not able to do anything? That's it? And we're suddenly back here for some reason.
I am not going.
I just want you to look outside in the front yard. Jeez. Yeah, there's gotta be something else outside. Obviously, we missed something.
Something makes me... Brown pellet. Revolting. Brown... I would like to congratulate...
You have... yeah. Couldn't highlight over it. Had to walk to it.
It was probably the gardener who lit this fire. Look here. I wonder if someone wanted to get rid of these papers. This object would probably be useful to me. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Why did Thor leave personal belongings behind at Clumside? This makes no sense. Why did Thor leave behind her personal belongings? She didn't like the advances. This one I do not get it at all. Sure. Does one not want to be accused of theft? Okay, sure.
Everything that Thor Grey has left behind comes from Sir Carmichael's collection. He most probably gave them to her, but she chose to leave them here rather than run the risk of being accused of theft. It is understandable when you know just how much Lady Clark mistrusted. Let us now try and get...
Is Thor a poisoner? There's no point in poisoning her.
Thor Grey had no reason to kill someone who only had few months left to live. The poison she ordered was for rats. The gardener must have made good use of it, considering the stinking remains on the path, not far from the property. I've finished here. I must put the skeleton key back.
Hey, bats. Where there was a key, it was in here.
April 19. Perfect. Nothing else is keeping me here.
All right.
I am not going to leave Comside now.
You literally said nothing else is keeping you here.
If someone has tried to get rid of these documents, they may be important. Best to leave her to sleep now.
I don't understand. You literally
I
just
am
said
not going to.
you still have things to do. Okay, let's look at your stupid checklist. Telephone Hastings. Okay, got it.
Hello, Hastings. I have finished in Shurston. I will take the first train. Tell me, do you know how to restore writing on a burnt document?
Yes, you just have to soak a cloth with a hydrochloric acid solution and rub the sheet of paper. Then the characters appear.
Bien. You have been of great assistance, Hastings. Could you please order the solution as soon as possible?
Of course, but what documents do you want to read?
You will see, my friend. À ce soir.
Ce soir.
Donald Fraser is here. He insisted on waiting to see you.
Hungarian mustache.
Royal Mathematical and Statistical Society's Bulletin, September the 9th. It's highly probable that the alphabet murderer will kill again. Could we possibly estimate the number of victims in his next crime? Yes, and it is easy. As soon as we know the ratio of towns, cities and villages whose names begin with a D and the ratio of English people whose names are spelled the same. On the one hand, the ratio of towns, cities and villages in England with the names. After this initial calculation, it is easy to deduce the likelihood of actually being murdered if you belong to the target population.
Great, this is good
Go to the
content.
last page to find our results and details on the calculations. Daily Blague, August 31, 1935. Moustache at half-mast. Poirot's repeated failure in ABC case. Sometimes small things trouble great men. Hastings, faithful collaborator of the Belgian detective, knows something about it. 3 mornings in a row, he confided to us, the cook broke the egg yolks when preparing Poirot's breakfast. This apparently casual event has greatly disturbed my friend, to the point it breaks his concentration and slows his judgment. I also noticed his mustache, which
Hastings.
is so proud, being...
Poirot, I assure you I haven't said any such thing to the journalists. They twist everything.
Bet you did. I bet you did.
Ah, some cool hair.
I am gonna restart this game because it keeps cutting out on the audio. Not exactly well polished game. It's not the worst, but it's probably a bug in the software.
Donald Fraser.
I wonder what point it saves. Will we get more points for this? See if the newspaper is red or not. Okay, it is. Cool. Fan on? Fan's not on though. Let's turn the fan on. Be nice and cool.
Ah. This bottle is for our visitors.
The sherry.
This man is tired. Donald is short of sleep, and it looks as if he didn't even bother to undress before going to bed.
No, I just took that out. Great game. This game. Alright, I will be right back. Get something to drink. Maybe some wine myself. I'll be back. All right.
Mr. Poirot, I don't know why I'm here.
You wanted to talk, and you came to find the only man capable of hearing.
Poirot, since Betty's death, I've doubts about myself. I don't know what to do. And I keep having a horrible dream 3 nights in a row.
A dream? I am no psychoanalyst, my friend.
Good God. How on earth could I have thought you'd listen to me?
Have a drink and tell me about this dream.
It's always the same. I'm on the beach with Betty. I grab her round the throat, and I squeeze, and squeeze until she's dead. Her head falls back, and I see that it's no longer Betty. It's Megan's face.
Have you seen Megan Barnard recently?
Yes, our grief has brought us together. I never really knew her before. She's really quite a remarkable girl. But I would never tell her about my dream.
Why
I
not?
bet they
Is
all.
it her you are attacking
It was
in your
like a
dream?
No.
murder
it's Betty.
pact they all had.
Once Betty is dead, it's Megan's face that appears in its place.
Very interesting. Let us now try and get...
Don was in love with Megan, with Betty. Is it these? No. Oh, I meant these.
Mr. Fraser, I think that the real meaning of this dream is that you are in love with Megan Barnard.
Please go on. Do.
This dream certainly betrays your guilt.
Oh.
But what do you feel guilty about? Having killed your fiancé? Possible. Or forgetting her very quickly for her sister? Certainly. And this forgetting is perceived as a second death.
So you don't really think I was the one who killed Betty?
I do not exclude this theory. I am simply saying that I do not need to know that fact to explain your dream and your guilt.
Thank you for being frank, Mr. Poirot. You've helped me a great deal. I'm going back to Bexhill. I'll not take any more of your time up.
It is late, Mr. Fraser, and you are tired.
I'll sleep on the train. I like trains. It's easy to sleep rocked by the sound of the wheels.
Everyone likes
Poor
trains.
boy, he seems completely lost.
Well, women seem to like him. I think Megan will take care of him. Oh, I remember. Did you order the product I needed?
Yes, we'll be...
Bien, it is late, and I asked Miss Gray to come tomorrow morning. I have a few questions I wish to ask her. Mademoiselle, I asked you here in order to answer a very important question.
Accuse her of having lied.
You lied to us, and I demand to know why.
But what are you talking about?
Yet, Lady Clark maintained that she saw you talking to a stranger on the front doorstep.
That's the
Really?
other one.
She must have been mistaken. Oh, I remember now. I'd forgotten all about it, but it wasn't important. It was just a salesman. One of those traders who sell stockings from door to door.
Ah, that's important.
Can you describe him?
Medium size. Glasses. Dark suit and a felt hat. Not the sort of man you notice. Completely harmless. That's why I forgot all about him.
Nothing else?
He was very hesitant and shy. Usually door-to-door salesmen are very confident, but he wasn't.
What? That's she resigned. She lied about leaving Churston. That's where she resigned for home.
You did not leave Churston willingly, I believe.
I don't wish to lie. Lady Clark did not appreciate my presence. And Franklin could not go against the wishes of a sick lady. He is a good man, and he worries a great deal about his sister-in-law.
I noticed that you left some personal belongings behind at Churston. It was too risky for you to keep these objects, am I correct?
Risky? What was the risk?
You know very well what Lady Clark might have said if you had kept these objects.
Indeed. These objects were gifts. But Lady Clark would have been convinced that I'd stolen them. By returning them, I put an end to such evil gossip.
Bien. I must ask you one last question. Please reply frankly with either yes or no. If Lady Clark had died, would you have agreed to marry Sir Carmichael if he'd asked you?
How dare you ask such a question? Sir Carmichael treated me just like his daughter. And all that I ever felt him was affection and gratitude, nothing else.
Thank you, mademoiselle. I will not keep you any longer.
I met Thora Grey on the stairs. Her cheeks were ablaze, and she appeared to be deeply hurt. Poirot, have you offended the poor girl again?
Of
Do
course.
you have good reasons for accusing her?
I accused her of nothing, Hastings. I simply asked her an important question she did not answer. Let us see if we can answer it for her. Let us now try and get how...
Would Thor have married Sir Carmichael if he had lived? There was a seductress. Evasive. She likes Franklin. No. 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 So maybe she would have. Okay, I'm gonna get this. Would Thor have married Sir Michael? Thor likes Franklin. I don't think so. She's evasive. She likes Franklin more. Oh, this is the worst. think she liked Franklin. Maybe not. Okay. Offered Thor a brooch, she didn't take it. She's evasive about her relationship. And there we go. Okay. Really?
You must know how to read between the lines, Hastings. When Sir Carmichael refers to paternal affection, he's lying to himself. Read this engraving on the brooch. A dark dragon for an angel with glossy hair. These are the words of a lover, not a father. Lady Clark was not wrong.
What if Sir Carmichael had fallen in love with his secretary? That doesn't mean that she forced him to do so.
True, there are extenuating circumstances. She is a penniless orphan. But she's calculating. Just look how she avoided it when asked if she would have married Clark.
I see. You think she seduced Sir Carmichael for her own gain, and that now she is doing the same with his brother. Poirot, your world is a very dark place.
Do not get carried away, mon ami. We have another...
Really?
Yes, would you believe that Miss Grey taught me something new? Let us now try...
Is this the, salesman? The stockings.
It's perfectly clear, Hastings, perfectly clear. Indeed, a stocking seller visited Andover, Bexhill, and Churston on the day of each murder. We have our suspect. This should be of interest, Jop. Ah, some... Royal Mathematics. It's highly... Yes. On the...
We've already done this. Come on.
Daily Blag. This... Chief Inspector, we are looking for a stocking salesman.
I see you have a suspect.
Yes. Contact all the stocking wholesalers who may employ him.
Your suspect is a salesman?
No, he does not take orders. He sells door to door.
Right. The hunt is on.
Are you leaving, Mr. Cust?
Yes, I'm going to Cheltenham.
You shouldn't travel today. You don't look very well.
I have to. I have engagements. I must respect them.
Yeah, he's definitely has accomplice. There's no way this guy's the charmer.
Can you get the post, Hastings?
And why don't you go and get it yourself?
Très bien. What's going on? I've never known Hastings to be so disagreeable. Poor Mr. Poirot. I'm quite sorry for you. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We've a long way to go still. Typery? No, that comes later. Letter T. The next little incident will take place in Doncaster on September 11th. So long.
Never forget.
ABC. I should compare this letter with the one on my desk which I received earlier to see if it does indeed come from the same person. It is not the right time. Hastings, it would appear that you are getting slightly thin on top.
Really? I hadn't noticed.
That's a rude thing to say. You're balding.
Let us examine this more. Certain characters in the two letters. Yes, this I is weird. Yes, the I characters in the two. I have to find some other. Of course, the W. I have to find some other.
This A does not exactly the same, but could just hit it harder.
The A. That's right. The A character. My theory was right. Hastings, he strikes tomorrow. Chief Inspector Japp?
He's on another line. Can I take a message?
Yes, please, mademoiselle. It is from Hercule Poirot. Tell him ABC strikes tomorrow in Doncaster. He must call me back.
Very well, sir.
Bien, now I'm going to see what I can find from these burnt documents. I've received the product I need. Hastings, if you do not mind, I would like you to take a few notes.
Yes, yes.
What is his problem? What a jerk.
Now, down to work. All of this needs putting in order a little.
Yeah, let's just take a corner. Oh. So we start from here.
This piece should be placed here.
Oh, that's right. There's multiple documents. How would he know which documents go where? Or which one belongs to which document?
This page is finished. That's done. 3 more to go. This page will be reconstructed.
Just, you know, if someone's burn a document, maybe they put a little bit more effort into it.
And that's 2 done. It's so simple. This page is finished. Only 1 more. This piece should be placed here. It's so simple. This page is finished. All the pages are reconstructed. a dry cloth. The cloth is now soaked with solvent. Got it! Make a note, Hastings, make a note. Mrs. Alice Asher, shop owner in Andover. Tracheitis, hemoptysis, prescribed laudanum.
I got it. Look. Poirot, where on earth did you find these files?
On a fire at the bottom of the garden at campsite.
All right, but where did the person who burned them find them?
Alice Asher, shopkeeper in Andover. Betty Barnard, waitress in Bexhill. Chronic bronchitis, causing dysphonia. Advised to stop smoking. Alexander Bonaparte Cust. War wounded, mustard gas and head trauma. Pulmonary emphysema. Hemoptysis. Coughing fits with blood. Suffers from absences and amnesia.
Interesting, because he is not one of the
Dick
victims.
Dudley Dunbar, owner of the Black Swan Hotel in Doncaster. Asthmatic, heart disease, heart condition. Let us now try and get our brain cells.
Well, we know the next victim.
The burned documents are medical records, and without a doubt, they come from Clark's archives. First of all, because all the patients have throat conditions. And secondly, their name starts with either A, B, C, or D, and it is precisely the files that match these letters that have been tampered with.
But why burn these files? How come the names of the two victims appear on them? And who are the two other patients?
These are very good questions.
Hello, Poirot?
Any news, Chief Inspector?
You wanted a stocking seller? We have one. Reported by his landlady, who thought he was behaving suspiciously. He has the most unbelievable name.
Alexander Bonaparte Crust.
Alexander Bonaparte Cust.
Yes, Alexander Bonaparte Cust? How did you guess? Poirot, you have magical powers. It's a serious lead. I called Doncaster. A person matching Cust's description has been seen at the station. He got off the train from London, but after that, nobody knows where he went.
Black Swan Hotel.
Look for him at the Black Swan Hotel.
What? How do you know he's there?
Trust me, Chief Inspector.
You appear to be very sure of yourself. Very well. I'll call the Black Swan straight away. The owner is going to get a shock when he learns that there's a murderer under his roof.
Call instead of Jap.
Chief Inspector, I would rather call myself.
As you wish. Please go ahead.
Hello, the Black Swan. Hercule Poirot here. May I speak to the owner?
Speaking. Dick Dudley Dunbar. How can I help you?
Is there Mr. Cust among your guests?
He arrived today. Shall I call him for you?
No, it is you I wish to speak with.
But who is this Cust?
A murderer.
A murderer? Under my roof? It's not possible. I don't believe it. Do you think that Cust might be dangerous? Oh, I do hope you're wrong. He seems so harmless, you know. Oh, yes, completely harmless.
Do not be fooled. He has already killed 3 people and you are next.
A murderer? Under my roof? Good God!
Dunbar, can you hear me? Dunbar! Hello? Dunbar has had malaise. That's all we needed. I'm calling the Doncaster police. I hope they get there quickly.
Hello, Poirot. We have some good news. The police in Doncaster have caught our man at the Black Swan Hotel. They're sending him here by train.
How is the hotel owner?
He had a heart attack. He was taken to the hospital.
Oops.
Oh no. It is my fault. When I told him the killer was at his hotel, I should have been more considerate.
Come on, Poirot. You weren't to know he had a weak heart.
But I should have known. I saw his medical records.
Do not torture yourself, Poirot. His attack was not fatal thanks to the quick intervention of the ambulance team.
Please keep me informed on his progress.
You can count on me. I'll do what's needed.
I will visit
My
him at his
bad.
bedside when the murderer is caught.
That's typical of you, Poirot. We should focus on the next part of the investigation in order to avoid other incidents.
No, of course.
While we're waiting to question Cust, we could search his room in London.
Where does he live?
The Marbury Guest House?
I'll see you there.
Yes, but start without me. First of all, I have to sort out a few details for Cust's transfer.
I understand. À bientôt. Hastings, we are making good progress. Please go and search the room of our number 1 suspect.
With pleasure. I did have a dentist appointment, but I'll cancel.
The dentist. So that is why you are so nervous and bad-tempered.
A visit to the dentist is never an enjoyable prospect.
That is true.
But an unavoidable one. Go to your appointment, Hastings. I will manage on my own. To Marbury Guest House, please. Marbury. There is a very pretty village by this name, in Cheshire. I've been going past this modest guest house for so long. I would never have thought that the ABC case would lead me here. I should check the register. Mrs. Marbury may have been hiding something from me. It looks like I've found the real master of this house. There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
Cat's dead, for sure.
It is a very beautiful piano. Maybe Mrs. Marbury likes to play in her free time.
How do you do? You must be Mr. Hercule Poirot. Chief Inspector Jupp told me that you might be coming.
Madame, you may be of valuable help to me.
It would be my pleasure to help you. Will there be some journalists there as well?
I think you might even be interviewed. You are a key witness.
I've suspected him for some time, but he appeared so harmless. Oh yes, sometimes he got angry and waved his arms about. But even then, he wasn't frightening. And he was as gentle as a lamb again immediately afterwards. It was only this morning that I understood. He told me he was going to Cheltenham, but my daughter saw him at Euston Station. It's not the right station. To get to Cheltenham, you have to take the train from Paddington. And what's more, Mr. Cuss left behind an ABC with Doncaster underlined. As you can imagine, when I saw that, I called Scotland Yard.
Well done. You were right. He did go to Doncaster.
So I was right to warn the police.
Tell me, did you have any other reason to suspect Mr. Cust?
Well, he's odd. Sometimes he coughs really loudly and complains that his throat is burning, and sometimes he talks to himself and stares into space. He told me that it was because of a wound he got in the war. His head hasn't been quite right since, he said. And then he was in Churston when that millionaire got murdered. I found his train ticket when I washed his coat. He didn't want me to wash his shirt. He washed it himself. But I did see big brown stains on it.
Where were the stains on the shirt?
On the collar and on the buttonholes.
Cut used to travel for his work. Is that correct?
Oh, it wasn't for pleasure. He was always unwell on trains. But he had to sell his stockings around England. I have to respect my engagements, he used to say.
Do you know where Cust was at the time of the murder in Andover and Bexhill? On June the 21st and July the 25th?
No, I don't know. That was a while ago, you know.
But surely you keep a register.
It won't do you much good. Mr. Cuss rents his room for the year. If he goes away for a few days, I have no reason to make a note of it. Ah! I remember one thing. Bexhill's by the sea, right?
Indeed. It is a large seaside resort.
Well, as it happens, at the start of July, Mr. Cust asked me to repair his bathing dress. Suspicious, huh?
Very interesting. Please continue.
I also forgot to say that he started buying newspapers that talked about the case.
Which newspapers?
The evening ones and the daily ones.
That will be all for now. I'm going to take a look at his room.
Take the key on the counter. I don't think my register will help you. Mr. Cuss rents his room all...
The truth is becoming apparent, and I have something to say to Mrs. Marbury.
What is the truth?
This woman appears to be in a good mood. Mrs. Marbury is in a good mood. She is working very precisely in producing incredibly thin peel. Mrs. Marbury, if I am to believe the register, you rented room 306 to a certain Mr. Fishman on the day of the Bexhill murder. Room 306 is Cust's room. Can you explain yourself?
Yes, I remember. Just for one night as a favor. Mr. Cust was away, all my other rooms were taken, and poor Mr. Fishman had nowhere to go.
You rented the same room to two people. Very profitable, but quite illegal.
But I didn't harm anyone. I was only helping everybody out.
There is no need to worry about the household cat. I'm sure that Mrs. Marbury lets it do what it pleases.
Did she give me the key? Yes, she gave me the key.
The Bexhill Daily paper, dated from the day of the Bexhill murder. Most probably the basting dress repaired by Mrs. Marbury's expert hands. All the main articles referring to the ABC case are here, from the Churston trousers, white shirts. Everything has been washed very well. ABC guys, enough to sign about a dozen murders. ABC guys. It's close.
Here's a brilliant idea, Mr. Detective. Open it. Dummy.
Laudanum Cameron's Chemists. Laudanum, a medicine for coughs. It is what Dr. Clark prescribed for Mrs. Asher. This subject would probably be useful to me. Diethyl barbituric acid, Johnson Company. I know this medicine. It is a powerful sedative. This subject would probably be useful to me.
Still in medicine now. Dirty thief.
How hopeful. This place is a real mess.
Really? Slightly misaligned bed. A real mess.
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
What a sty.
War of 1914. An army dispatch, wounded on the Somme front, victim of a gas attack. Corporal Cust greatly deserves his distinction.
Yeah, from a war that England caused. Like normal. Damn English.
A long-bladed knife. A murderer's weapon. This subject would probably... It's an ABC. John Milligan, Managing Director, Silky Legs, Frederick Street, Leicester. To A.B. Cust, Marbury's Guest House, 1935, May the 21st. Dear Sir, further to our letters dated 5th and 10th of the month, we confirm we are you as door-to-door salesman, according to the conditions stated in our previous letters. We will send you the articles by mail and also a typewriter you will be using for every business letter. Regarding the schedule of your rounds, please do as following. This letter establishes that Cust went to Andover, but the ink has hidden the destinations of his other trips. I know from Mrs. Marbury that he went to Churston. Did Cust drop it when he opened the window? Or was it Mrs. Marbury while she was cleaning? Cust is parsimonious. He keeps his pencils and sharpens them until there is nothing left. It is clear that he did not grow up in luxury. I have to get the ribbon. How am I going to do it? The ribbon is jammed. I have to start by freeing it. The ribbon is jammed. The left-hand heel has been removed. The right-hand heel has been removed. Something is blocking the ribbon.
I mean, okay.
And here is the ribbon. Let us see if it was indeed used to write the letter. I only need the ink ribbon for my inquiry. I will let Jack clean the keyboard if he wishes. All the letters announcing the murders were written on Cust's typewriter. This knife is very useful. Who knows? Maybe it never cut anything other than string. Stockings. Stocking.
Okay, what else we got? Search his room. What do we miss? I feel like we've done everything. The window?
The least we can say that Mr. Cust is not very concerned about order and balance.
Balance. All the balance.
ABC guy.
You've got everything here. I feel like we've done everything except from behind the bed, but or anything like that, but it won't let us do it, so maybe there's nothing.
It is not the right.
It is not the right time. Done that. Done the bed. Oh, there's something on the floor.
This dark stain. It could be blood, but goodness knows how long it has been there. Let us now try and get our...
Local paper dated from the day of Betty's murder. He's probably there, but we don't know for sure.
The register shows that Cust did not sleep at the guest house on the day of the murder. Where was he? Bexil, the... No use continuing the inspection of this room. Goodbye, Mrs. Marbury.
Bye.
Bye.
Ah, Chief Inspector. I was about to leave.
Good evening, Chief Inspector. Welcome. Please excuse me, I must go to the kitchen. I'll leave the key of Mr. Cust on the counter.
I'm sorry I'm late. I've spent ages with the Doncaster police. And you?
I have established one fact. On 3 occasions, Cust was at the scene on the day of the crimes. I had best talk.
I've listened closely to what you have to say, Poirot. For me, there's no doubt Cust is guilty.
That is what we're going to look for. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Okay, possible, yes. So now the towns. All letters sent from that. Killer. So we're assuming the typewriter guy isn't the killer. Okay, it's probably these 3. Yep. Could have committed these crimes.
The evidence against Cust is overwhelming. His presence at the scenes, the knife, the blood-stained shirt, the ABCs in a box.
C'est vrai. However, the blood Mrs. Marbury saw on Cust's shirt may have been his own. According to his medical records, he suffers from hemoptysis. The murderer cut Sir Carmichael's throat from behind, and the blood spurted outwards. You would expect the murderer's shirt to be stained on the sleeves, not on the buttonholes, yet we see quite the opposite. You would expect the murderer to keep the newspaper articles about his crimes. But Cust's collection starts in Cheston, as if it discovered the case rather late.
I agree it's troubling, but it doesn't change my mind. There's small details that we should be able to clear up by questioning Cust.
When can we talk to him?
Doncaster is sending him to us on the first train.
Are they questioning him already?
He says he can't remember a thing.
It's plausible. Doctors say he suffers from absences and amnesia. Mrs. Marbury has confirmed this.
He may have done the murders in an altered state.
A familiar situation.
It's not enough to clear his name. Dr. Thompson insisted that even if you don't know what you're doing, you never commit a murder without wanting.
Très intéressant. I shall remember that.
Right. I'll go and examine the suspect's room.
Chief Inspector, I took the liberty of removing a few clues to examinatum.
All right, we'll discuss them tomorrow. In the meantime, I'm going to see if you've missed something.
How dare you? I am douchebag detective. Probably my least favorite detective series is this Perot guy. Such a douche. Such a douche.
To Scotland Yard, please.
To Scotland Yard.
This man is not in good shape.
Yeah, there's no way that he courted that young girl.
He is worried and very tired, and other police have been hard on him.
What do you want from me?
Good day, Mr. Cust. I am Hercule Poirot.
Ah, you're the detective.
Yes, I am the person you have been sending the letters.
I didn't write these letters. I've already said so.
Maybe you forgot that you wrote these letters.
Yes, it's true. Sometimes I forget. Maybe I did type them.
Are you capable of murder, Mr. Cust?
All these questions are giving me a headache.
You suffered during the war.
It's true. I was wounded. I suffered. But the army was the only place I didn't feel inferior. No questions. Just orders to follow.
But ever since you were wounded, you have absences, bouts of amnesia.
And headaches.
Professor Clark treated you.
Yes, a few years ago he really helped me with my burned throat.
Of course, you never considered killing a doctor who took such good care of you.
No, no, never.
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
Poor man. If only I could help him. Take this. It will help you.
Thank you. Oh, good God, my shirt is covered in blood again.
Bon. I now know where the bloodstains Mrs. Marbury saw came from. Are you well enough to speak?
Yes, I feel much better.
Do you deny being at the scene of the crimes?
So? There was no harm in being there. It was only for my work.
You were seen at all the crime scenes.
Yes, I was. I travel a lot, but not for pleasure. I am terribly unwell in trains. But I had to respect my engagements. My employer gave me very precise written instructions about the towns I had to visit.
Let's see. The company you claim to work for, Silky Legs, has never heard of you. And as for these letters they sent you, they were written on your own typewriter.
The company sent me the typewriter when I started working for them.
Yes, but the letters were received afterward. So it would appear that you typed them before sending them to yourself.
I don't remember. Good God! I don't know what's happening to me. My head hurts terribly.
Take this. It will help you.
Oh, I think I'll be fine.
Let us see, Cust. Look at me. You know very well that you committed these murders.
Yes, I know.
But I'm not wrong in saying that you do not know why you committed them.
No, I don't.
Let us leave Cust alone.
And? What conclusions have you drawn?
Plenty. It might help us to understand him a little better. Let us now try and get...
What do we know about Cust's health? It's not good. It includes that do not support Cust's guilt and Tristan murder. These. I wish these were more clear. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt in the Churston? Oh, so Churston was the third one. So that was Sir Carmichael. Yeah, or maybe he just didn't wear that shirt when he murdered him. Are there any clues that do not support Cust's guilt? No. Can we say without a shadow of doubt that Cust is guilty?
I don't see any clearer than before. This is worse.
There is one point to highlight. C'est curieux. Cust admits that he killed, but he does not know why. What did Dr. Thompson say? Even if Cust killed while in an altered state, it still must have been his deepest desire. He must have had a motive.
Let's keep it simple. Never mind his motive. He confessed.
But you see, he can confess to anything and everything. He denied the murders and then he confessed to them. He confirmed that he never typed the letters. Then, with great ease, I managed to get him say quite the opposite.
Come on, he behaved like a guilty man. He lied to his landlady.
Because deep down he believes himself guilty. From the papers, he noticed that he had always been at the scene of the crimes. He must think that he killed and then simply forgot what he had done.
How can you be so sure?
Let us look at his psychological profile. You will understand my point of view. Let us now try.
Psychological. Is Cust clever? No. Oh, wait, was the other one? Wait, what? He had blood on him. Oh, I'm just looking for one, if he's clever or not. He does follow his orders. He's got sure of himself. That would be the... crappy door-to-door salesman. This guy's a seducer. No. No charm. Charmless. Does Cuss like trains? No, he does not like trains. Cuss impulsive. Cuss generous. I don't know what that has to do with him being generous, but okay.
You see? Cuss' character is quite the opposite of the murderer's.
But if he's a madman, can we really talk about his character?
You know very well that our murderer does not behave like a psychopath. Apart from the signature, there is no ritual or repetition in the choice of victims.
Very well, you're right as always. So we have no confession, no culprit, no suspects, nothing. And all that after 2 months of inquiry? What should I do?
Have faith. Just give me 24 hours.
24 hours. Clock's a ticking. You object to go home. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay, I've returned. A little bit of wine, some more water.
To White Haven, please.
Cust's arrest is a great success for you, Poirot. It's all clear now, except maybe one or two details.
Details. Ah, mon ami. The devil is in the detail, as we say.
Excuse me?
Patience, Hastings. Everything will be clear once our guests arrive. Best be prepared. Slip a revolver into your pocket before they do.
A revolver? But Poirot, what are you afraid of?
Trust me. It is important you carry a weapon for this meeting. I will lend you mine.
What about telling me what you have in mind?
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play your role. Wait one moment, I will bring you my weapon. Churston, Devon, population. Hastings? For
It's Hastings all along. No cookies. Can we get a cookie? Aw.
Daily Flicker, September. His name is A.B. Cust. He's struck in Andover, strangled in Bexhill, stabbed in Churston, and in Doncaster, he attempted to... His latest victim would have been Dick D. Dunbar. Thanks to the quick intervention of the ambulance. The Lancet, September 11th, 1935. General, our assertion, but his amnesia. It is not the right. Ah.
Some cool air. How am I supposed to know where the gun is? Where do I keep my gun at? Jeez. Like, go find your gun. Pretend that you are... Okay, I guess it's probably here.
The white ammunition are blank cartridges. The others are real bullets. I have to choose the type of bullets to load. The revolver is loaded with blanks. I still have time to choose real bullets. The revolver is loaded with real bullets. I still have time to choose blanks. The revolver is loaded.
Okay.
What about telling...
Surtout pas. You wouldn't be able to play. Voila, I entrust you with my weapon. It has hardly been used. It is almost new. Chief Inspector, is that you?
Yes. Sorry, but we haven't found anything.
Have you checked the typewriter?
And the packaging, the letter, and the ribbon reel. We've only found prints left by Cust and his landlady.
Well, never mind, I shall make do.
So, are you still going to hold your meeting?
Of course, Chief Inspector. I can hear my guest coming up the stairs.
Why have you brought us here, Mr. Poirot?
Since Cust's arrest, I thought it was all done and dusted. Miss Gray formally identified him, as well as Miss Barnard.
Yes, and the stockings he saw drove the same brand as the ones found at my aunt's.
This is all true. However, a case is not closed if some questions remain open. And one question is, why did the murderer send me his letters? Why did he challenge me, Hercule Poirot?
Perhaps he wanted to play with you, to taunt you.
Xenophobia? Maybe he didn't like you because you're foreign.
I may be wrong, but maybe by provoking you he was looking for glory?
All these theories should be studied. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Why did Murd make a mistake in the address? He wanted it to be late. Save the murderer. The mistake was intentional. Only one of the victims was real. Hobbies, the dresses one now? I don't get that. Hobbies wanted
everything
to
clear
be
now?
delayed, I see.
You might like to explain your reasoning again.
Of course. First of all, remember that the murderer made it a rule to always post his letter before the murder. He never digressed from that rule. However, in Churston, he encountered a problem. The village has only 500 inhabitants. With advance warning, it would be easy to arrest him. Therefore, the murderer delayed his letters deliberately with the wrong address. The plan wouldn't have worked if he'd sent it to Scotland Yard or the papers because everybody knows their addresses. The mistake would have been corrected and the letter would have been on time. That is why the murderer chose me as the recipient.
Because for his plan to succeed, it was necessary for at least one of the letters to have a wrong address and get lost. It was very cunning.
Absolument. It is a very subtle plan. It matches the profile we have drawn up of him perfectly. That of an intelligent, daring and calculating murderer.
But that's not how you describe Cust.
You are quite right, mademoiselle. Like you, I find it hard to believe that this dull character is the clever murderer we are looking for.
Do madmen... I mean, if he's mad, he might have two very different sides.
No doubt. But the murderer is not mad. All the specialists agree that he does not have the profile of a psychopath.
But if Cust is not guilty, how do you explain his presence at the scene of the crimes?
Mr. Clark, the answer to your question is in the medical records of your brother's patients. Documents which Cust most certainly did not have access to. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
What do we know about Cust? Easily influenced. All right. That's not it. Or indoctrination. Ah. Well, it's not coincidence. He's wounded, okay. I don't know why that has anything to do with that him being wounded. Presence at the scene. Let's see, Georgia salesman. That's not right. Okay. How'd you explain Cut's presence? So it's not this one? Okay, fine. Medical records. Okay, I don't understand that one either. But okay.
Dr. Clark's patients' records provided a very useful list of potential victims, sorted by alphabetical order. The killer definitely used it, explaining the fact that all the victims were former patients of the doctor. It is this fact that clears Cust once and for all, because he never had access to these records. So how did he happen to be at the scene of the crimes? Either the murderer sent him there, or Cust was following him closely. Cust's highly suggestible nature leads us to the second hypothesis. The murderer was manipulating him. He systematically sent Cust to the towns where he was going to strike, so that the suspicion would land on the poor man's shoulder.
That's evil. What sort of killer could have such a plan? And what would he gain from 3 completely different murders?
Indeed, it seems unlikely that the same murderer committed all the crimes. What should we take from that?
There are 3 murderers.
There is not one murderer, but 3 accomplices, who all used the same scenario.
Do you mean that 3 murderers with quite different aims joined forces to create a smoke screen? Here's another question. Is it still necessary to find a motive for each crime? And the one in Andover poses problem. Why was poor Mrs. Asher killed?
Indeed. It would be best...
Oh. Oh, that's what I misread
Just one
them.
murder was of benefit to the murderer. The others were just diversions. On reflection, there is only one conclusion. The murderer killed once out of interest, and twice to divert our attention.
Franklin Clark.
Donald Fraser?
Yes, mademoiselle. That's good thinking. Mr. Fraser may have killed Betty out of jealousy. Mr. Clark may have killed his brother in order to inherit his large fortune. Both have a motive.
But Donald did not have access to Dr. Clark's records.
Please allow me to disagree with you, mademoiselle. He works for Court and Brunskill, one of whose clients was Sir Carmichael.
It doesn't prove that I went to Comeside.
You could have done it, and you may have used the opportunity to take a look at Sir Carmichael's records.
You think I'm guilty?
You or Mr. Franklin Clark?
That's ridiculous.
Both of you have a motive. The question is, which of you has the profile that most resembles the murderer? Let us now try.
It's Donald Glover. No. It's Glover. It's Donald sure of himself. Easy to influence. Easy seducer. He's a seducer. Does Dano like trains? Yeah. He's a train lover. We call those people those train lovers. Is he impulsive? Quick tempered. I think the last one is generous. He is generous.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donald may share many character traits with the murderer, but he does not have his cold indifference. He has a temper. It is hard to imagine him planning anything. Also, jealousy is his motive, and crimes of passion are rarely planned.
Right, I suppose it's my turn to be subjected to the same scrutiny.
Absolument, Mr. Clark. Let us now try and get our brain cells to work.
Is Franklin clever? Okay, he's cold. I think this is it, yeah. Clever. She was panicked. That's rather bold. Is he sure himself? Yep. Seducer. And he has a book train. It's frankly impulsive. Oh, the cold thing. Fits the profile. I think it still might be his girlfriend.
As you have all seen, there is a disturbing similarity between Mr. Clark's profile and that of the killer. In actual fact, it is exactly the same.
Mr. Poirot, your psychological studies are interesting, but your conclusions do not add up. Why would I have wished my brother's death? The inheritance is lawfully mine. I just have to wait.
No, you had to act quickly.
Was he impatient, or why would he? What was Thora Gray about?
Because of Miss Gray. Mademoiselle, although you haven't been telling the truth, there is no doubt in my mind that you would have found a way to marry Sir Carmichael after Lady Clark's death. For you, Mr. Clark, it was a disaster. If Miss Gray had children by your brother, you would not have inherited a thing. You realized the danger after reading several letters from Comside, especially one in which your brother opened his heart to you. So you hurried home from China, and you took action. In truth, Cust was no more than a puppet manipulated by the real culprit. You, Mr. Clark.
Such an imagination, Mr. Poirot. In fact, nobody manipulated Cust. The famous instructions he received by post. He wrote them on the typewriter. We know that for sure.
Oh no, you know perfectly well. That is not true. Eh bien voilà, light has now been shed on the ABC murders.
Your theories are ingenious, but you haven't any proof.
One point to him. For the moment, I have no material proof. Either I admit to it, or I bluff.
Piro mustache. Vintage item of fruit found in Alice Asher's tobacco shop. Or lied about the fingerprints.
One thing proves it. A carton of placed cigarettes you stole from Mrs. Asher and found at your home.
You have nothing on me. You're bluffing, Mr. Poirot. Come on, Thora, there's nothing for us to do here.
Don't touch me.
Thora!
I understand why you never wanted to lend me your new typewriter, and why you were searching through your brother's things. And the hole you dug on the moors. What did you hide there? The knife you used to kill your brother?
All right. Well played. I lose. The game's up. Don't come near me! I'll never let you take me, Mr. Poirot.
Well, gun was not his planks.
I'm sorry, Mr. Clark, there is no easy death for you. I expected your reaction, so I used blanks. I'm sorry, mademoiselle, but your second chance has been lost. Franklin Clark will never inherit his brother's fortune.
Disappointed at having missed the chance to become Lady Clark, Thora Grey left England. Donald Fraser and Megan Barnard married. On Poirot's recommendation, Mary Drower started to work for Lady Clark. The elderly lady's condition suddenly took a turn for the better. And a few months later, to Dr. Logan's great surprise, she was back on her feet again. According to this eminent physician, it appears to be an extremely rare case of spontaneous remission. Lady Clark has enjoyed very good health ever since.
Who was that lady?
Journal of an Innocent. The incredible story of ABC. As for A.B. Cust, after being advised by Poirot, he made a great deal of money by selling his story to the press. And as for me, and with business booming, the Black Swan has become the #1 tourist attraction in the whole of Yorkshire, even more popular than York Minster.
Based on the novel The ABC Murders by Agatha Christie, a Microids production. Alright, it was I enjoyed it. There's a few things, like early on, one of the puzzles was extremely bugged, which was kind of messed up. But overall, da 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 dum dum. Da, 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 da. Just some long ass credits. We're gonna skip these. All right.